In an alternate universe Marvel Adventures tale, Sophia Sanduval, known as Chat, is a 16-year-old mutant with the ability to communicate with animals. Friends with Emma Frost, a mutant who could read minds, she travels with her to Midtown to rob people. Chat doesn't actually like Emma's criminal ways, but lacks confidence to stand against her on it. During one robbery, Chat and Emma are saved by Spider-Man when a sign almost falls on them. Emma discovers Peter's secret using her powers and convinces Chat to visit Peter's school to learn more about him. There, Emma reads Peter's mind and creates a mental link with Chat, enabling her to learn his secret identity and his origin. Chat is attracted to Peter's decency and noble intentions. Later, Chat approaches Peter at school and asks him to accompany her in bringing a wounded raccoon to the animal shelter. Peter agrees to take her, and then Chat adds that she wants to see the Three Stooges with him afterward. On the phone, as Chat brags to Emma about getting a date with Peter, Emma commends Chat for being sneaky and manipulative to get involved with Spider-Man. But Chat didn't think of her actions that way. After the road trip, Peter complains to Chat that driving is not his usual way of travel after she saw he was nervous. Then, a gang member notices Chat has one of their stolen cars and tries to take it back, with her still inside. Spider-Man stops the gang member, and Chat uses her powers to have the animals attack him so he doesn't get away. Afterward, Chat almost slips up revealing Peter as Spider-Man, but quickly covers it up and runs away, telling Spidey, "Thanks for saving her." Sometime later at school, Chat tries to find out if Peter has feelings for Gwen Stacy, another new girl he has had his eyes on. She asks if he and Gwen were having a lover's quarrel, but Peter avoids answering, leaving Chat without answers. Regardless, she asks Peter to lunch, to which he agrees. One day, Chat has an outdoor picnic with Peter. He comments about how the animals are really nice around them, and Chat says she is good with animals. She also pushes Peter to try new foods and be more adventurous with his eating, and starts to open up about her mother. But when Chat tries to tell Peter about knowing his secret, the phone rings and he is called away, and she watches him swing off. Later on the phone, Emma tells Chat how keeping Peter's secret is the best way to control him. But Chat doesn't want to use her knowledge to control Peter. Then, after Cloak and Dagger go after Spider-Man thinking he is a criminal, Chat defends him, saying he is a good guy, so they leave. Afterward, she gives him the pie that he missed on their picnic earlier, without revealing she knows his secret. One day, Chat and Peter's walk gets interrupted by the silencer, who knocks them both out. When they wake up, Chat slips up calling Spidey Peter. Peter then learns Chat knew his secret and was keeping her own secret about being a mutant with powers. This causes Peter to be upset with Chat. Later at home, Chat finds out Emma was actually the silencer, and she is attracted to Peter. Chat says to stay away from her boyfriend, and she walks away frustrated with Emma. Later, Peter talks to pigeons to send Chat a message. He wishes they had been more open with each other. While things are still cool between them, he's still a bit irritated. Later, Peter talks with Chat in a neighborhood treehouse, complaining that she kept her secret from him. Peter explains his double life and says both sides are the real him. Chat explains that she kept her knowledge a secret because she thought it was for the best, and she was afraid to tell Peter she knew. She also calls Peter out on keeping his secret from her, and Peter concedes. After they agree to go on a date, they are interrupted by a squirrel who tells Chat that they are being watched. However, the person vanishes and they give up the search. Since Peter has lots to do, he leaves, saying they'll see a movie tomorrow, and that he didn't tell Chat he was Spider-Man because he didn't want her to worry. Chat replies that they are so done with this conversation. The next time Peter sees Chat, he brings up their dates, but oddly, Chat says she doesn't know what he's talking about. She doesn't know him, and she's never dated him before. Later, Peter calls Chat on the phone, and she is confused because she doesn't remember Peter. Then, Peter goes after Emma Frost as she is a criminal and he wants to protect Chat from her, but Chat says Emma is her friend. However, Peter has already called the police on her. After the police arrive, Peter evades the cops and swings Emma away on Chat's behalf. Soon, Gwen tries to break up with Peter, but he says they can't because they aren't dating. Peter walks with Chat, and she explains that animals confirmed she dated Peter, so she thinks both her and Gwen have been mind-controlled by Emma. Later, Chat tracks down Emma and attacks her, using her powers to get her revenge. Then she says she's not Emma's friend because she was never hers. Peter shows up and they get Emma to confess. It turns out she mind-controlled Gwen and Chat because she liked Peter and wanted to use Gwen to make Chat jealous, but it didn't work, so she made Chat forget Peter. Chat ends up forgiving Emma after her confession, saying she knows she can be good, and Emma agrees to turn herself in. Later, Chat thinks she and Peter should break up because she doesn't remember him and they lead different lives. But Peter disagrees, thinking that they should start over, saying let's make it their first date together, as of that day. Chat says that works for her, and they formally introduce themselves again to start over. On Spidey's next adventure, he takes on the Torino crime family. Chat makes a few calls to get the police and the reporters to go to the scene and make arrests. Afterward, Chat celebrates on the roof, and Peter thanks Chat for her assistance. Soon, Peter sees Chat in the park and talks to her about a stray dog he found and how the cops think he stole it. Then, they discuss Peter's dealings with the Torino crime family and set up a movie date later. At school, Peter talks to Chad about possibly needing to change his identity because Spider Man is getting so much hate. Then, in the hall, they meet a new kid who is a member of the Torino family. Later, after Spidey helps Shang-Chi, he sees the dog and knows who the owner is, but heard that Spidey stole it. Chat assures Shang-Chi that Spider-Man did not steal the dog. One day, Peter is offered $5,000 to get information on Wolverine. Chat agrees to help, but her cut is birdseed for animals, something her coworkers want. Chat tells Peter she doesn't need money because she gets all she needs from her sister. At school, Chat is asked if she can help with a pro Spidey blog, but she doesn't have time, so Gwen gives her grief over it. Chat gets defensive and angry at Gwen for assuming she doesn't want to help, but then apologizes to Peter for acting that way. Later at the Wolverine job, Spidey avoids answering which girl is prettier by leaving with Chat's owl to track Wolverine. There, he finds Wolverine and helps him in a fight, but gets beat up by thugs while Chat loses track of him. When Chat catches up with Peter, he pretends he didn't have any trouble while she was away. While on a walk, Chat asks Peter to get her yogurt for their picnic because she has to run to the animal shelter. She calls a cab and kisses Peter on the cheek as she leaves. Later, Peter is upset and calls Chat on the phone, so Chat finds him with her birds and sings him a song to cheer him up. But Bullseye shows up, and Peter has Chat run away because he's too dangerous for her. While Spidey fights Bullseye, Chat calls Gwen's father to get back up to help him, but unfortunately, help never comes for Peter, and he is badly beaten. The next day, Chat searches all around for Peter, but can't find him. She makes calls and eventually turns to the blonde phantom, doing a favor for her to get her help. Eventually, she gets a lead from a bird who knows where Spidey is and uses the blonde phantom's car to get there. When Chat arrives, a member of the Torino family is there who is supposed to kill Spidey, but he had a change of heart. He ends up helping Chat carry Peter to her car, and she takes Peter home to recover. Back at school, Peter walks with Chat until they find a mugging. Chat does not want Peter to be hurt again, so calling herself Peter's beautiful supervising nurse, she makes him stand by, while she uses her powers to stop the muggers. When Chat asks Peter what he learned from this, he replies that Chat is beautiful, to which Chat says he was paying attention. Later, Chat and Peter discuss possibly creating a new superhero identity for him, and Peter says Chat could be a superhero too since she has powers. But Chat says her sister wouldn't like that. The next day, they go on a field trip and run into Dr. Octopus. Chat gets upset when Peter says he needs to fight because she wants him to stay safe after his injuries. But she gives in and then calls Emma for help while he fights. Emma shows up as Silencer to help Spidey defeat Doc Ock and gives him a kiss on the cheek. This causes Chat to get jealous and angry, saying it's the last time she calls Emma Frost for help. Peter tries to make up with Chat, saying she's pretty and she shouldn't be mad at him for letting Emma kiss him. But Chat is not convinced and says they will discuss this later. While Spidey plays games on the roof with his superhero friends, Chat explains that animals have games too after Wolverine asks her about them. Later, Peter and Chat are on better terms at the park eating pie. Their Chat passes along a message that the Torino family wants to hire Spidey, but he is asked to look the other way in their criminal dealings. Peter rejects the offer, and Chat is glad that he did, as she was only asked to pass the message. Then she plans to use the company credit card she was given to take Peter to dinner that night, and uses her squirrel to deliver the message of his rejection to the Torino family offer. Later, Chat goes clothes shopping with Kitty Pryde, and they discuss the possibility of her coming out as a mutant. That evening, Peter is late for their dinner date, so Chat tracks him down at the scene of his last battle. Chat gives Peter the message that he's the best boyfriend, and if he leaves the scene, she could totally give him a kiss. Soon, Peter and Chat try out his new superhero identity, Mace. After stopping a mugging, they follow Emma to a cafe to stop an arson. There, Peter saves Chat from being blown up by the villain Cinder, but Cinder gets away with all the smoke and flames obstructing Peter's view. Over the next few days, Peter starts to ask Chat about her sister, who he has never met, but Chat keeps avoiding the question. Finally, one day, the group tracks down Cinder at the docks, and as Spidey fights her, Chat tells Emma how Peter keeps questioning her about her sister, and it's getting uncomfortable. Emma suggests she could clear Peter's mind of the question, but Chat suggests maybe just clearing everyone's mind of Emma's kiss with Peter. When Peter finishes the fight, Emma wipes Peter's mind from his questions about Chat's sister, and when Chat finds out, she is upset that Emma actually did that. Emma whispers in Chat's ear to send her greetings to her sister and leaves. One day, Peter calls Chat while he is out helping Wolverine. He asks her to join them for lunch, but Chat is busy with Emma, who has an interest in joining the blonde detective agency. There, Chat talks to Emma about her reason for wanting to join, and also tells Emma how animals usually just want simple things. Later, Chat meets Peter in the treehouse, and he tells her about the vulture and how he is going undercover to get a lead on the villain. A few weeks later, while Peter is helping a new hero called Lynx, he meets Chat in the treehouse to tell her about their adventures together involving the scorpion. Lynx is a supermodel, and Peter shows Chat how a modeling magazine is running a strip on her. Sometime later, after taking down the scorpion, he meets with Chat again, saying how the supermodel girl distracted the scorpion in their battle to take him down. Chat glares at Peter, asking how distracting would Peter say this girl is, and Peter is shocked like a deer caught in the headlights. Soon, Spider-Man fights off the lizard in Florida, while Chat tells people to stay back. When the people start to suspect Spider-Man may be working with the lizard, Chat questions them and thinks they are crazy. Afterward, Chat grabs a chicken to get information on their surroundings and talks with Peter, reflecting on their journey. First, they told Aunt May about the trip. Then, Chat called her sister to tell her she'd have the apartment to herself for a few days. When they arrived, they tried to visit Chat's cousin Sarah, but she was not home, and Peter told Chat about the dangerous lizard. They split up to find him, and Chat used her powers to find information on his location, leading them back to the present. Suddenly, Chat's cousin Sarah finds them, and Chat tells her they know about the lizard and are trying to help. Chat says Spider-Man knows about her powers to talk with animals, and they are kind of like a super team. While Chat explains which animals are the best to help them, the lizard suddenly shows up and battles Spider-Man. Afterward, the townspeople are back to harassing Spider-Man, so Chat tells them to back off, gathering her animals threateningly to make them stay away. Later, at the airport, they discuss how the lizard should be cured now, and Chat says she is proud of Peter. On the plane, Chat asks Peter if having a super-powered girlfriend bothers him, and he says not at all. Between all his battles, every now and then, it's nice to have a strong shoulder to rest his head on. Next, it is revealed that Chat is involved with Spider-Man and the police's raid on the Torino family in a scheme with the blonde detective agency. As they made calls and lied to the mob boss, they traced his follow-up calls over the phone all day in order to uncover his bases of operation. In Spidey's next mission in the Savage Land, he calls Chat to see if she can talk to animals over the phone. However, she can't, so Spidey hangs up to continue his mission without Chat's assistance. Back in New York, Chat watches Spidey practice driving an armored car to create a trap for Mysterio. However, it doesn't go so well. Captain Stacy goes to get them ice cream, and Chat asks for a crazy mix of flavors while Peter just asks for vanilla. Chat comments Peter needs to try something a bit more exciting, but Peter says with all the chaos in his life, he prefers calm ice cream. Later, during the fight with Mysterio, Chat's pigeon delivers a gas mask to Peter to assist him in the battle. While out on a city tour with Chat, Peter needs to stop Doctor Doom, but Chat doesn't know how she can help him this time with no animals around. They discuss Doctor Doom's gravity bomb and then escape into a closet so that Peter can change into costume. There, he discusses his plan with Chat. After Chat gathers some animals, Peter finds her and passes the gravity bomb detonator to her for her safekeeping. During his battle, Chat tries to keep an eye on him from a laundry truck. When Doom tries to get his detonator from Chat, Spidey stops him. But some Doom bots try to hide the real Doom so he can escape, but Chat's dog is able to detect the real Doom, so he is captured. Afterward, Spidey tells Chat to say thank you to her dog and also asks her to dinner, but she says he is stinky and needs a shower. As Spidey says there is no deodorant strong enough for the battles he goes through, Chat jokes maybe they should build him a robot double. One day, Spidey and Chat are being chased by magical monsters who can phase through walls. Spidey swings Chat to the home of Doctor Strange, where Chat introduces herself, but Strange already knows about her to her surprise. After describing who they saw to Strange, it is revealed the villain is Baron Mordo, and Strange teleports them back to the city streets to battle the creatures. As Peter struggles in the fight, Chat checks to see if he is okay. Unfortunately, they get blasted into a web with a giant spider, who Chat is unable to communicate with. But Spidey is able to pull them free. Returning to the battle, Chat tries to use her animals to help, but the giant spider attacks, disrupting her efforts. Then, Spidey grabs ketchup and mustard to help in the fight, which confuses Chat, but he squirts the condiments to annoy Mordo so much that he is able to overtake him with the help of Doctor Strange. As Baron's creatures disappear into the closing portals, Chat squirts some more of the condiments at them for good measure. Peter asks Chat if that was fun, and she replies that it was magical. One day, Peter and Chat have an argument over whether it's okay to see spoilers before seeing a movie. But they're interrupted by a call from Captain Stacy, who needs Peter's help in taking down the Sandman. Over the next day, Chat and Peter try to plan for his battle, but Peter is unable to come up with a feasible plan on how to capture Sandman with Chat. When the battle happens, it's not going well, So Spidey hands over the money to Sandman, only for it to be a sticky glue trap, which allows Spidey to defeat him. Later, Chat asks why Peter didn't tell her about it, and Peter answers that he hates spoilers. Next, Peter and Chat are on a school trip in Greece, and news on Magneto causing havoc against the local army breaks. Peter says he needs to go help, but Chat explains all the reasons he should not go, saying they aren't there for that. But eventually she gives in, admitting they can't ignore the threat. They discuss why Magneto is there, and Spidey suits up. But after a sudden explosion, Magneto appears in front of them. Chat watches as Spidey struggles in the battle, but eventually he wins. On the plane ride home, Chat discusses Spidey's fight with a classmate. She looks at Peter, who is asleep, and wonders what he is dreaming about. One day, Peter is shocked to find pigeons stealing money, so he calls Chat to see if she can communicate with them. Chat says they are hard to talk to right now, but eventually she learns Spidey should follow the black pigeon, which leads him to the puppet master, who escapes. Later at the police station, Peter meets Chat there and tells her what's going on. Then, as Spidey realizes something is off, they are suddenly attacked by the civilians, so Spidey has to knock some of them out. Later, after tracking down and defeating Puppet Master, the villain complains that there was no way he could have found his location. He doesn't understand how Spidey tracked him, but Spidey walks off with Chat and answers that a little birdie told him. In Chat's final appearance, Peter meets her for a rooftop lunch and tells her some guys he sent to prison are all on the loose unexpectedly. He jokes that he can just ask nicely how they escaped. Chat kisses Peter on the cheek, saying he is such a nice boy. Peter says thanks, and he's going to go catch some dangerous criminals now.